Sawasdee krab, good morning, and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand, FM 88, and NBT World. Today is Sunday, September 20th, and my name is Surapat Lautaranarit. And welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has asked for the public's confidence in the government's administering of the country, while confirming that the government is moving forward with the charter drafting within the time frame. The Prime Minister said that the government was urgently setting up a new charter drafting committee and a council on national reform. The cabinet had been assigned to select knowledgeable and good people from various professions, including civil servants, to sit in the council and the committee, he said. The Premier added that all sectors should be united and express opinions in a constructive way. General Prayut reiterated that the government and the National Council for Peace and Order would not abuse power for personal gain and would allocate resources properly. He urged the public to help prevent threats to the country by alerting authorities of suspicious activities. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has reiterated the need for farmers to turn to water economizing crops amid signs of looming drought. In the government's weekly talk program, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has called on agriculturists to be prepared for the volatile weather by following the government's suggestions. According to General Prayut, the drought crisis is expected to worsen in provinces along the Chao Phraya River and the Maeklong River between November and December. Off-season rice farmers in these zones should instead grow drought-resistant crops to avoid water shortages. General Prayut said cabinet members earlier convened a special meeting to discuss ways to ease the effects of the dry season and solve poverty problems. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha, together with Foreign Minister Don Paramatvinay and delegates, will attend the 70th United Nations General Assembly from September the 24th until the 30th. Spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sek Wanamethi, said the Prime Minister, the Foreign Affairs Minister, and Thai delegates will be joining participants from 193 countries worldwide in New York. At the top of the Prime Minister's agenda is the UN high-level meeting on sustainable development. The Prime Minister is set to make a speech at the UN meeting on the theme of poverty eradication and decreasing inequality in an effort to achieve sustainable development. Prime Minister General Prayut is also set to receive an award from the ITU, the UN Specialized Agency for Information and Communication Technology, for his role as a leader who supports digital infrastructure, furthering sustainable development. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha, in his keynote speech at a recent conference entitled Moving SMEs, Moving the Thai Economy, confirmed that the government places great importance on SMEs. He said both the private and public sectors need to cooperate in order to advance the market for SMEs. Suggestions by the Prime Minister included making social media a distribution channel. He placed an emphasis on the development of goods as well as remaining innovative in order to create and maintain uniqueness. SME operators need to have an understanding of marketing as production depends on the needs of the consumers. The Prime Minister also urged operators to study domestic and foreign rules and regulations. He confirmed that the government will not be collecting back taxes. He invited SME operators to register their businesses and create a clear business plan and an accounting plan that would give lenders reassurance. The Deputy Prime Minister in charge of economic affairs has confirmed the government's intention to work for the betterment of the grassroots economy and to strengthen the well-being of the people. Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Jatusi-Pitak delivered a speech at the annual seminar of the National Legislative Assembly in which he confirmed the government's focus on the grassroots economy. Mr. Somkit said that the government has reckoned that small and medium-sized enterprise operators and the agricultural sector have been experiencing a degree of weakness in their endeavors. He added that in order to achieve a balance between the export sector and the farming sector, the government has set up village funds and planned various measures to promote the standard of living of people at the sub-district level. The Deputy Prime Minister went on to say that all these plans have been aimed at achieving a better future where the people will enjoy more than just a higher GDP growth rate, and that an effective reform process should lead to a situation where the general public has enough to live on comfortably. Mr. Somkit stressed that at the end of the day, for a reform process to be successful, it needs the will of the people to help drive everything forward. The Deputy Minister of Defense says the government will make sure the new Reform Mobilization Committee consists of capable military personnel. General Udomdea Sitabut, Deputy Minister of Defense, said officers who will be joining the committee must be knowledgeable about reform and will be carefully picked by the government. He affirmed that personal nominations will not be given special treatment. As for rumors of making Mr. Michai Rishupan the head of the Reform Mobilization Committee, General Udomdea said it is only speculation, although Mr. Michai is a fully capable individual and is the legal advisor for the National Council for Peace and Order. Minister to the Prime Minister's Office, Mom Luang Panadda Disakun, on Friday officiated at the closing ceremony of the 2015 training program for Department Inspectors General at the Royal Police Cadet Academy. Minister Panadda handed certificates to successful participants, commended them for their success, and urged them to uphold the high standard and transparency principles in their career. He said Inspectors General should understand their roles and work in accordance with the administrative policies. At the ceremony, Mom Luang Panadda received an honorary insignia for his devotion of time and efforts to support the work of the Royal Police Cadet Academy. The Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives has instructed all related agencies to submit their plans to assist drought-affected farmers before noon of September 21st. Minister of Agriculture General Chatchai Sarikanya spoke in response to the Royal Irrigation Department's report that there will be inadequate water to supply farmers along the Chao Phraya and the Maeklong rivers. The water shortage will last only until the end of this year's anticipated drought season. The Minister of Agriculture will therefore cease the supply of water for agricultural purposes and has instructed all related agencies to deliver their drought alleviation plans by noon of September 21st, which is tomorrow. Officials in Chiang Mai have warned tourists and waterfront residents to exercise caution as heavy rains have triggered flash floods in some areas. In Mae Rim district, thunder showers have caused visibility problems to motorists taking the Mae Rim Sameng route. The cloudbursts have increased water volumes in different areas of Doi Intanon National Park, leading to flash floods around waterfalls and villages on foothills. Doi Intanon National Park has warned visitors to stay vigilant and has ordered temporary closure of Maeklong Waterfall and Mae Yat Waterfall. Flash floods have also prompted Doi Suthep National Park to put Tat Mok waterfall off limits to visitors for safety reasons. The orders will be lifted after the situation has returned to normal. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. We'll take a quick break now, but before that, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The sixth core value, maintaining moral integrity, considerateness, generosity, and sharing.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Officials from the Public Relations Department of Thailand and the Prime Minister's Office of Brunei Darussalam met at the 14th Joint Technical Committee meeting on broadcasting and information cooperation between the two countries held in Bandar Seri Begawan. The meeting was co-chaired by Brunei Permanent Secretary for Media and Cabinet at the Prime Minister's Office, Awang Haji Muhammad Razan bin Dato Paduga Haji Muhammad Yunus, and Deputy Director General of the Government Public Relations Department, Dr. Jarun Chayasorn. The meeting discussed bilateral cooperation in broadcasting and information, projects and activities jointly implemented by the Radio Television Department and the Information Department of Brunei and the National Broadcasting Services of Thailand under the supervision of the Public Relations Department. Both nations agreed to exchange news and programs, be it in television, radio, or print, in the fields of culture, tradition, lifestyles, and ASEAN issues, and also exchanges of Malay and English radio documentaries and other communication innovations. They agreed that an FTP server will be established to share media files online, and an exchange program for broadcasting personnel of the two countries will be organized every year. China launched the 12th China-ASEAN Expo and the China-ASEAN Business and Investment Summit 2015 in Nanning, the capital of Guangxi-Zhuang Autonomous Region. Chinese Deputy Prime Minister Jing Gaoli presided over the opening of the China-ASEAN Expo and the China-ASEAN Business and Investment Summit 2015 in southern China. Deputy Prime Minister General Thanasak Patimaprakon attended the grand event on behalf of Thailand. This year, Thailand is a country of honor, allowing the Southeast Asian country to present investment opportunities available in the kingdom. Thailand showcased many business products, including gems, and agricultural and industrial products. The showcase presentation garnered keen interest from many foreign investors. In addition, an exhibition entitled City of Charm featured Chonburi Province as a major tourist and cultural destination. Other activities included seminars for Chinese leaders and foreign investors. Over 5,500 booths exhibited their products. Japanese investors have confirmed they will continue their businesses and investment expansion in Thailand, but voiced their concerns over the lack of Thai skilled labor for their high-tech industries. Japanese ambassador to the Kingdom of Thailand, Shiro Sadoshima, met with Minister of Industry Achaka Sibunryung to discuss various cooperation projects between Thailand and Japan. Ambassador Sadoshima reaffirmed that the Japanese private sector would continue to move forward with our Thai counterparts, and that several companies already had continuing investment plans in Thailand. He, however, was concerned about the lack of skilled workers in high-tech industries, as well as researchers. To address the issue, Ambassador Sadoshima said Japan would utilize the service of about 40 Japanese educational institutes, which have representatives in Thailand, to produce supporting personnel for Japanese industries. Moving on to the global front, a political calm before the storm enveloped election-weary Greece on Saturday, with all campaigning and polling suspended ahead of Sunday's vote, which promised to be tight and possibly indecisive. The election is being watched closely from outside Greece because the winner will need to oversee deep economic reforms required for an €86 billion bailout brokered in August with Athens' Eurozone partners. Former Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras' leftist Syriza party appeared to be slightly ahead of conservative rival Vangelis Memorakis' New Democracy, if a flurry of late polls on Friday are correct. But neither party looks set to garner the roughly 38% of the vote, generally seen as needed to get a majority in the 300-seat parliament, as a result of a 50-seat bonus awarded to the party with the most votes. Tsipras used a final pre-election speech on Friday to try to shore up support from former Syriza voters, whom he fears may stay away from the polls, disillusioned by his being forced to backtrack on promises to end the austerity that has accompanied consecutive international bailouts. Turkish security forces dispersed some 1,000 migrants waiting on highway on Saturday after another attempt to march to Turkey's land border with Greece. The migrants were put on buses. Some were taken to an outdoor sports arena, The others were taken back to other provinces, mainly Izmir and Istanbul. They had been in a standoff with police, some in riot gear, since Tuesday, when they attempted to walk from Istanbul to the Pazarkule border crossing near the city of Edirne. Hundreds of thousands have made the perilous journey by boat to Greek islands off Turkey, but a spiraling death toll has seen more people make for its land borders. On Thursday, a spokesman for the caretaker Greek government said it was preparing for a possible new wave of migrants crossing the Evros River that divides Greece from Turkey. Saudi-led coalition jets struck Sana's Old City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, on Saturday, killing 10 members of the same family, including the father, mother, and 8 children, residents and medics said. The strikes, which started in the early hours of the morning, destroyed at least one home in the Old City, where the family was at the time of the airstrike. Residents of the ancient quarter, a labyrinth of souks, mosques, and mud brick tower houses, said the bodies of 10 people from the same family had been pulled from the rubber in the Fulehi neighborhood of the Old City. Saudi-led coalition planes have been pounding towns and cities across Yemen since last March, with the aim of ousting Iran-backed Houthi fighters. The conflict, which has killed more than 4,500 Yemenis and injured thousands more, has plunged the already impoverished country into an all-out humanitarian crisis. What is dubbed the world's largest, rowdiest, and most famous beer festival opened in Munich on Saturday as visitors from around the globe celebrated the start of the annual Oktoberfest. Organizers this year again expect more than 6 million people who in the past have consumed around 7 million liters of beer, almost 120 oxen, over 500,000 of rotisserie chicken, and more than 50 calves during the 2-week party. Almost 20% of Oktoberfest visitors come from abroad, according to organizers. Also a tradition at the annual beer festival is the continuous increase of the price of beer every year. Between 10 and 10.4 euros is the cost for a mug or a liter of beer. The 182nd Oktoberfest began with a traditional tapping of the first keg by Munich Mayor Dieter Rieder, with a traditional shout of "O sagt es," or "It's tapped," before serving the first beer to Bavarian State Premier Horst Seehofer. And that's the end of today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or simply visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for today, we're going to say goodbye with runners from around the world competing in a race to get to the top of Beijing's tallest building, which has 82 floors. I'm Surapal Lautaranarit. Thank you for your company and have a great day. สวัสดีครับ